Hmm. Why did I read that? Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Today, as you can see by the title, I'm going over 5 reasons why I read books I don't want to sometimes. Let's just jump into it. First and foremost, okay, wait. Let me set a couple of rules here. This is not including books that I absolutely have to read, like books I need to read for work, books I need to read like in school or for whatever. Not books that I'm like I have literal hard requirements to read. This is outside of those. Okay. Now let's get into it. The first reason, and probably the most common, is because it was a personal recommendation from somebody that I know. That is why I read most books I don't want to read. Not all, but most times if I'm reading a book that I'm like, I don't really want to read that, it's because somebody I know personally has recommended it. And why do I do this, you ask? One, I feel like it's me showing appreciation for one. I will at least try it. I'm not going to say I can't DNF it, but you took the time out, and I'm not surrounded by like a ton of readers. So if somebody takes the time out and recommends a book to me, and I know them and they think like, hey, I really think you would like this, I'm going to prioritize reading that book. And if not, by like bare minimum, I'm going to give it a try. That's number one. The second reason that I read books I don't want to sometimes is if I need to learn something from it. Not need, if I really want to learn something from it. This primarily goes with, it's primarily with the nonfiction books that I read that I don't really want to. Yes, I could get the information elsewhere, but if I have this book and I want to know about this historical event or I want to know about this person or this, I'll read the book because I want the information more than I care about the medium, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really want to watch a video like that. I might feel like reading and I want to know about this person. I have their biography. I'm going to read it. Like, and again, does not mean I can't DNF it. So I can read it and be like, look, I got everything I need to know. Shut the book. But sometimes I will keep reading. There's been some times where I've read about an event or about like some kind of something, and I'll keep reading because I'm like, it's actually really interesting. I didn't know this. So to gain knowledge in whatever area that is. 3, sometimes I want to participate in a conversation, to be honest. And this is primarily for book club reads that I don't want to read. This is primarily for the book clubs that I'm in. If I'm like, wow, this pick is so. There's been a couple I'm like, I don't want to read this, but I do because one, I want to contribute. 2, they read my book when I picked it, even if they didn't like it. So it's kind of like a give and take in these like kind of social settings. So I will read books primarily in book clubs so that I can contribute to the conversation. I can get my 2 cents. Even if I said I hate it, I want to be able to articulate why I didn't like it, my problems with it, have a conversation about it. And yeah, so that is reason 3. Reason 4. This one can kind of be related to a couple other ones, but I put it in the standalone category because it doesn't happen that often, but it's a surefire way that I will read something. So I know I mentioned when somebody I know recommends a book to me, and I mentioned being able to join a conversation with other people. But this one right here, reason 4, is if somebody I know wants to buddy read a book with me that I have no interest in. Once again, it's because I'm not really surrounded by readers like that. So somebody like is like, wow, it's a book on my shelf right now. I did not like, but I have it because first of all, I read it already and I have it. And somebody wanted to do a buddy read. And I'm like, sure. I already know I don't like it, but I'm going to read along with them. So that's 4 because it doesn't happen enough for me to be like, I'm just turning down buddy reads left or right. Like, it almost never happens, but it's happened enough to make this list because it's pretty much a guaranteed way I read it, especially if it's a book that I feel like they would really enjoy, not me. I would read it too because that kind of sparks some excitement and some joy within me to think about, like, wow, they probably really would like this part. I did, but like, so to kind of talk about it. So that's reason 4. Lastly, reason 5 that I read books I just don't want to sometimes is to be introduced to different perspectives and different ideas. And so none of these are to be confused with me reading bad books. I'm not saying like this is the reason why I read bad books. This is the reason I read books I might not be interested in, or I'm just like, I expect to not like it going in. It has nothing to do with like the author or the writing, nothing like that. It has everything to do with me kind of assuming I know my taste pretty much, and maybe genres I don't want to read or whatever the case may be. I will read books sometimes because I want to expand my perspective. I want to expand my point of view. I want to be able to learn about another culture, another whatever that is. I will read a book that I wouldn't naturally gravitate toward. So that's it. This is only 5 because this is the majority of the reasons. There are outliers. There's times I might read a book I just don't want to. I'm not interested, but I'll read it. But these are the top 5 reasons why I would read books I just don't be wanting to read sometimes. And here's a bonus. Sometimes after I read them, I really enjoy it. It's something like win-win. I didn't want to read it. I opened up my eyeballs and read it, and I enjoyed it. It's like a surprise. It's like a reward, So I'm excited when that happens. And sometimes, cough, cough, the art of war. I read it and I knew I wasn't gonna like it. Read it again, knew I wasn't gonna like it again. But I got something better out of it. I got quality time with somebody that did enjoy it, that we got to talk about it, that enjoyed having somebody else to read with them to kind of encourage them to finish the book. That was worth it for me. So that's my list. Y'all tell me, 1, do you read books you don't want to? And 2, what are some of those reasons? Let me know. I'll be looking in the comments to see, because sometimes it's just like that. Like, I can't do everything I want to do all the time. Sometimes, you know what I mean. Anyways, let me know in the comments, and I'll see y'all on the next one.